Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So I was on the Louis Vuitton website and I started to look at the bags wondering which of these do I actually think are still worth our money and which of them do I think are not worth our money anymore. So in today's video I'm going to share with you the 9 bags from Louis Vuitton that I think are still worth the price point and worth our hard-earned money, and I'm going to follow it up with a video on the 9 bags that I don't think are worth our money or worth investing in or spending. So let's get started, and number 1 will be no surprise. I still think the Neverfull is worth it. Now this is my old one. My replacement for this is downstairs holding all of my work stuff. It acts like my briefcase. It gets used every single day, and I know that when I first bought this one, this is my old version of this bag, you can tell that she has been through the wars, she is worn, she has age spots. When I bought her, she was €550 for the Louis Vuitton GM Neverfull in the monogram canvas. And at the time, I thought that was a fortune. I saved for that. I thought that was such a huge amount of money to spend on one of these. Now, a GM in the Louis Vuitton Neverfull will cost you £1,450, and I appreciate that is a huge amount of money for what is effectively a black hole made out of coated canvas with some leather trims. I get that. But for where luxury prices are and for what the Neverfull does, I am a die-hard Neverfull lover. I always will be. I think it's a fabulous bag. It's my bag every day for work. It's the bag that I travel with, the bag I go on weekends with, obviously with a suitcase, but it always comes with me. And I think it is such a good large tote. Now there's smaller sizes, there's the PM and the MM that are slightly less money. For me, the GM is the one that makes sense. But even with these price ranges, even with this now being 3 times what I paid for it in the first place, I still think it's worth our money. And if this bag, my new one, was to become destroyed tomorrow, I would still go out and immediately buy the exact same bag as a replacement. Now I know there's some other options of tote. There are the Goyard totes and other totes, but for me, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull is the best. Number 2 is the Louis Vuitton Alma in the BB size. Now, I have this in the malletage leather. This is not reasonably priced. I think this was £3,200. Is it worth that? Well, that's a whole other conversation, isn't it? That we're not going to get into today. But to buy a canvas version is £1,430 in the BB size. Now, I historically and quite often and regularly said I didn't like this bag. I don't like that it sits out here at the bottom, and this is very structured at the bottom. I don't think this works all that well crossbody on me anyway, on my frame. I don't really love it on the strap, but when I found the right one, I love the bag. I just don't love the bag crossbody, and I've never worn this crossbody. For the canvas versions in the Damier Ebene or the monogram at £1,430, I still think the Alma is worth your money. It's a classic bag. It fits a lot. It can be carried handheld. You can make this work day to night. It does have a strap, although I don't love it sitting on the strap. There is a strap that you can wear it crossbody. It suits some body shapes and some people much, much better than I think it suits me. There is that option. You can wear it on your shoulder. You can add chains to this. There's a lot that you can do with this bag, and I think for that price, good purchase. I also think the Nano is another good purchase. This is what I actually fell in love with when I first fell in love with the Almas. This, because I didn't like them, and then I saw this one in the nano size in the bright orange, and I became obsessed with this. When I unboxed this, I think a lot of you said that's the most predictable unboxing you've ever done, because I had went on about this bag so much, and I think this is in the region of £1,500 in the leather. It's tiny, I know that, and it's leather, but I think that's probably still worth your money. This fits a phone. Do I have my phone? I do. Wait till you see. This is the iPhone Pro, not the Max, but the normal Pro size, and it fits it. And it also fits in a card holder, a lip gloss, and anything that I need as an essential to carry with me. I think it's a pretty cool vibe. Here she comes, she has arrived. Comes in some fabulous colours. I think the Nano Alma as well is actually still worth your money. Number 3 are the Speedy bandolier bags. Now, I have the leather version, which is here. This is the leather version from the Pharrell Williams collection. Not worth your money. I love it, yes. It's going nowhere, but a lot of money. And I would not be sitting here and saying to you, oh yes, that's worth it, and you counting the dollar amount. No. But the Speedies in the canvas, in the bandolier especially, whenever you can add the shoulder strap or the crossbody strap, I do think they're worth the money. And the Speedy B in the 20 starts at 1,600, and you can obviously get them in the 25, the 30, the 35. They come in all the canvases. They do come in limited editions, so the prices of the Speedy will range. Limited edition versions will be more expensive. They come in leather versions that are a lot more reasonable than that leather version if it's not the Pharrell Williams one. So you can get a leather version in a price that I actually don't think is too bad. So for a classic style from the house, the zip across the top, and I have a full review on that if you're interested in a Speedy, doesn't come down the sides. The zip can be a little bit tight and can be a little bit awkward getting in and out depending how much you're carrying. But for a classic bag in the canvases or the other leathers, not that, I still think that the Speedy is a good, strong contender and worth your money from Louis Vuitton. I think it's a classic, so I don't think it'll ever date. And the same with the Alma, the same with the Neverfull, although we hear a lot of rubbish being talked about the Neverfull and that it's basic and don't carry that. I love it. These bags I don't think will ever go out of style because they're classic. So I do think that's a good investment for your money, and I think you're getting a lot of bag per luxury prices for what these are at. Number 4 is a bag that I don't have because I don't really like the bucket bag style, but it's the Neo Noe in the BB, and this is £1,470. I think this is a great everyday bag if you like the bucket bag shape. Personally, it's not for me, but objectively as a bag, as an everyday bag, what it can fit a lot, what you can carry in it, and what is it? It's £1,470. With the prices as they are today, I think that's a great option as an everyday bag. And if you like the bucket bag, I think that could be a strong addition to your handbag wardrobe. Number 5 is going to be controversial because the price of this bag is ridiculous. I don't know why I'm going to explain why I'm saying I still think it could possibly be worth your money and my money, because I do like it. It's very expensive, so let's bear with me. And it is the Kazan bag, the Kusan bag. In the BB, these range depending on what version you are looking at. There are options at £2,900, options at £3,200. The PM, there's options around £3,700 and upwards, up towards £4,000. They're very, very expensive, and they are quite a plain leather bag. It is a plain pouch effectively, but it's not a pouch, but it's a leather pouch looking bag. But I think that there are a variety of ways to use this. Deb has the navy one and I think it's beautiful. You get a strap with this to wear this crossbody. You also get the big chunky chain that comes with this bag. That chunky chain I have in the necklace version. It is called the Elizabeth necklace, but the chain that's on that bag is essentially the same. So you could wear the chain as a necklace the way that I wear mine without any issue. I think it looks fabulous on the bag if you take off the crossbody strap. If you imagine carrying this as an oversized clutch, and clutches are having a moment, they're a big thing at the moment. This is a way I think to buy one that is going to be oversized and slouchy and cool, but also it comes with straps and it's a bag, so it's not going to be limited to that use. If you imagine carrying the Kazan bag with your arm down over the leather and coming outside of your arm here, the chunky chain, as a statement look and a vibe, I think that's pretty cool. You can take the chain off and just wear the big oversized leather pouch as a pouch under your arm or as a clutch. You can wear it crossbody, you can use the chain. I think, and it's very expensive, I know it's very expensive. Do I think it's worth your money? I'm supposed to be if it's in this video. I know it's very expensive, but I do think it's worth looking at, and for all of those reasons, for all of the different ways that you can use it. The leather's very soft. I do think you'd have to watch the corners on it though. I think it could be susceptible to corner wear. If I find the right colour, I can't tell you I won't buy one of these, especially with that big chain. I think that is such a vibe. And for all those different ways to use it is probably why I'm saying that I still think this is worth considering to spend your money. Number 6 is another very expensive bag, and I'm going to almost contradict this with a different bag in the bags that I don't think are worth your money, but this one I do, and it's the side trunk. The side trunk in the MM size is £2,840, that's the bigger size. There is a smaller size in the PM that is very, very slightly less money. So if you were making a decision on these, it wouldn't be on the price because there's not a big saving to be had. This is a lot of money for a canvas bag, £2,840, but it has the hardware like the Petite Malle and the trunk, which is up here, on the sides, only it gives a slouchier look to it. I think it's very cool and a vibe. You can wear it crossbody, you can hand carry this. I think this is edgy, and I think if you get the right version that you love and you're going to wear a lot, I think this is still, even though they start at canvas at £2,840, which is a lot of money admittedly, I think still worth your money, because such a cool piece. And with the hardware on the corners of it, making it trunk-like, I know that the hardware, I hear it, and I'm doing the math in my head. I know the hardware doesn't equal up to the price, I know that. But it adds interest to the bag, and it adds more to it than other canvas bags around the same price. I think this is still a good piece, and I think this will go up in price. Next is this, number 7, but I'm going to qualify this quite considerably. Only if you absolutely love it. If I hear that too. If you absolutely love anything, anything's worth your money. But this in particular is such a piece. Before I bought this, I thought this would sit on my shelf. I had no idea that I would love and use this as much as I do. I adore this bag. It comes out with me a lot. It is a real moment. It's a vibe. I use that word a lot, but it gets a lot of attention. It adds to an outfit. It's a statement. Now, these in the monogram are £4,400. The only thing I will say about these is they do not hold that value on the resale market. If you wanted to get one of these pre-loved, you could get one and save quite a bit of money. If you were looking at the Neverfull, yes, you could get a Neverfull worn and you would get one at less price. So does the Neverfull hold its value? Probably not all that well, because there's so many of them about on the resale market. The Alma, the Speedy, the Neo Noir, they're all classics. They will all hold a bit of their value, so if you had to get rid of them and they were still in good condition, you'd get a good chunk of your money back. The Kusan, probably not so much. Probably doesn't hold its money on the resale market just as well. The side trunk still would, because it's such a new piece. The Petite Malle, you can definitely get them with a decent saving. But if you want a piece of Louis Vuitton heritage, it is the hard trunk-like bag. One of my friends calls it the expensive lunchbox. And yeah, I see that. £4,400, it's a huge amount of money. But it is a moment, and it's cheaper than a trunk. And if you're buying a trunk, I have the trunk in the 24, let me grab that. If you're buying the trunk, which is this size, mine is hand painted, this is more expensive than the Petite Malle. But this is decor. Now, I had wanted one of these for a long time. This was on my ultimate wish list. I got this for my 40th birthday. I bought it for myself. I love it. It sits in here, goes in this room. I love it. It's a lot of money for a piece of decor. So if we're looking at these and we're looking at these, and if what you want is a trunk piece, more usable. Value for money? No, cost per wear. Whew. This just sits on its desk. I mean, that's what it's meant to do, and that's what I bought it for. But when you look at the price of this and the price of this and how you can use this, it maybe makes a bit more sense. And if you love one of these, I still think a good addition, because for me, ooh, this bag just, it makes an outfit. Number 8 is the Carryall in the leather. Dale has this in the black. If this had worked for my body shape, I would have bought this. I thought this was a great option as a crossbody, larger bag for work with laptops and everything in it. I thought it would look really sharp with a suit. Really good option. For me, the larger size, I'm 5'1", it overwhelmed me, it swamped me, it looked far too big on me. But if this works for your size and your shape, Dale's taller than me, this is £2,430. As a Louis Vuitton everyday bag, leather, that fits everything you're going to need, I think that's still worth your money. I think that's a good purchase. And as I say, if it had worked for my shape, I would have one, because that, I just think, the Neverfull with the laptop and everything in it, heavy on your shoulder. That, yes, it's going to be heavy, but you can put it across you, and I think that was a good option. And number 9 is a bag that I associate with that. I think they're both kind of the same type of bag. And number 9 is the Loop Hobo bag. I love this bag. I think this is absolutely still worth your money. It's £2,060. It is a canvas bag, but it comes with the chain detail. It can be worn on your shoulder. It can be worn crossbody. Melinda from Luxe Purse Love has this bag. I really like it. I think it's a really cool everyday bag. I think if you imagine this crossbody, slouchy, everything in it. Yeah, I think at £2,060, this is still one of those Louis Vuitton bags that is a newer release and is still worth the price that they're asking for it. And the risk with Louis Vuitton is always newer release bags go up in price. All their bags go up in price, but the newer released ones definitely normally go up in price. But I think that Lip Hobo bag is a really, really good bag, and I think it is still worth the price they're asking for it. Worth being relative and as per luxury terms. Those are the 9 bags that jumped out at me from the website as still being worth your money. Obviously there's a lot more bags on the Louis Vuitton website, and there's others that I still think are worth your money. But these are the 9 that I thought really stood out as still being good purchases. Some of them with a bit of controversy that I wanted to talk through with you and get your views. What do you think of these? Do you think the price of any of these has just went too far, or do you still think that there's something you could justify and add if you were looking for one? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching this. If you have enjoyed it in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Also, if you haven't yet, I have also started a email newsletter that is completely free of charge. So if you're interested in hearing me popping up into your email box and having a little chat, subscribe to that down below in the description box as well. And that's where I talk about everything from life to love to bags to books to everything. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next video.